Hi, I'm back. More overview stuff. This time I'm going to be diving a little bit deeper into sixth grade science. We'll start there. This is my drive right here. I'll put this all loaded up into a folder for you. I'll give it to Aaron and I'll give it to An. And always, you're probably sick of hearing me say this, but use it if you like it. If you don't like it, don't use it. I just want to give you everything that I could. Okay. Main three folders: sixth grade science, seventh grade Bible, and seventh grade science. Okay, I'm going to go into sixth grade science right here. We'll go into scientific method. These are all the units that I did. Now, I talked about 3 units before, and there are 3 main units. These are just divided by a test. Okay, we do scientific method, take a test on it. Weather and water was another unit test, and then weather factors. These two are cells and mitosis type stuff. Then these three are the human body type stuff. So, scientific method, start out with that. I'm going to rip through this. Here's my syllabus. I'm not going to go into that. You can read it yourself. Let's kind of take a look at the first day type stuff and the water rocket type stuff. Because that was really the crux. That was really the fun thing and what I really used to teach science. Okay? All right, you can just see this. You can go through all this kind of stuff. We would do a continuum line on the first day. Have a line in the middle of the classroom. Have kids, what do they like better, Coke or Pepsi, and how much do they like it better? If it's, you like Pepsi, it's a little bit better. You stand in the middle of the line. It's a fun little activity to get to know each other on the first day. Then we would actually do the marshmallow challenge. Okay, marshmallow challenge is awesome. Love doing it. Basically, you get 20 sticks of dry spaghetti. You get 1 meter of masking tape, and you can do 1 meter of string if you want to. And you build the tallest structure that you can. This is an awesome video. We watched it together. And it just talks a little bit about how the Marshmallow Challenge, has been done across the United States. It really gives some insights into it. And I use it to talk about what good collaboration actually looks like, good sharing, good working with other people. And I really use it to watch how well they work with other people as they're doing the Marshmallow Challenge. Really, I mean, from day one, that already gives me a good gauge on the students and where they're good and where they need to grow as well. Okay, Google Classroom, all that kind of stuff. Now I'm getting into kind of the notes here, and the notes are posted. Um, Talking about what science is and stuff like that. We get into the scientific method, and I have a few different things. You can read through that, use it if you like it. These are all notes that we do. This one, defeathering a chicken after a tornado. I think I have it on a sheet called Tornado Oddities. It's a crazy little story that the kids can read on their own. Basically, after a tornado goes through an area, a lot of times there's a bunch of dead chickens, obviously, but they don't have any feathers on. And so the question was, why? How did these chickens, why did they lose all their feathers in the tornado? And so there's a few different observations, questions. Basically, I have the kids break it down, talk about what experiments they did. They involve stuff like shooting chickens out of cannons and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun. So that's what I go into. Talk about variables, stuff like that. Trying out the scientific method maze, who's better at fine motor control, girls or boys. This, I had the kids just in class design an experiment to figure this out. And we printed off some little mazes, some that you'd have to go through, and then I'd have girls try it and boys try it. And once again, this was class. We built this as a class, made the experiment as a class, and we decided to have them use their non-dominant hand and basically time how long it took them to get through it. And then we also took a look at how many times they hit the side, stuff like that. So, yep, there's really my PowerPoint. That's not just a first day PowerPoint. That was the first unit PowerPoint, really. Syllabus, scientific method challenge. See what that is. Oh yeah, I had kids do this as another thing in class. They have a new medicine, dihydrogen monoxide, which is actually just water. but they had to come up with their own experiment to see if dihydrogen monoxide would get rid of headaches or not. We did not carry out the experiment. They just made up the conclusion and all that kind of stuff. So get rid of that. Tornado oddities, that's the firing chickens out of stuff, you know. Water rockets. This was really a big part of the unit. Kids would make water rockets, and let me see if I can find a picture here. Find an image of, yep, oh, this one's great right here, right off the bat. Okay, oh, no, we did a little bit different. See if I can find one a little bit closer to what we ended up doing. Oh, we'd use one of these as well. I'm not finding anything exactly like how we built it, but let's use that top one. So, 2 liter bottle on the bottom. On top, we would use an 18-ounce bottle. This one, they cut another 2 liter to put it over the top and glue it on, which would obviously work if you decided to do it that way. We just used a 18 milliliter, whatever. I'm not thinking about the 18-ounce bottle. And it just nestles right on top. Duct tape it together, put some fins on it, and then put it on that launch pad. And I said this in the other video. The launch pad actually belongs to Todd Doctor at Calvin Christian Middle School. It's just kind of on loan. Please return it to him when you're done with it, or give me a call. So basically, this thing, you put water in the bottom, and you can change how much water you put in the bottom. That's one variable. You put water in the top, and by putting water, different amounts of water, increments of water in the top, you're changing the center of gravity, and that changes how it flies through the air. Another variable that you have is how many fins, and another variable is how big the fins are. So that's a little picture of it. And then what we would do is take a look at this. They would choose one variable, and that's very important. They would choose one variable that they would want to change in it. Okay, they would make, let's see here, probably 4 different increments. Yeah, 4 different increments, 3 tests or 3 launches each time. Use an air compressor to go ahead launch it. I would set my air compressor up at 95 psi to actually launch the water. Okay, the water rocket, excuse me. So say I wanted to test the amount of water in the bottom. Okay, I would change only one variable. And that's something that students struggle with. Change only one variable. See how that variable changes. You can't change more than one variable at once. Okay, so obviously it holds up to 2,000 milliliters. So maybe increment 1, I want 1,000 milliliters of water. And then here maybe I want to do 750 milliliters of water. And then here 1,250 milliliters of water. And then here I'm going to try 50, something real low, just see, you know, what happens with it. And do a bunch of tests on it, average out their tests. And then, which was really fun, we then took our data and put it into Google spreadsheets, essentially. And then we would graph our data electronically and come up with really nice looking graphs for it, stuff like that. So that was really a great way. And this was the crux of the unit. This is the most important part, I would say. And we just used all of that just to figure out exactly how science works and how to limit your variables and how to control variables and stuff like that. You can read through this. This is a test that we took at the end of that unit. Okay? All right, so that is the first unit in 6th grade, scientific method. Let's see here. I got a few minutes left, so let's hit weather and water, see what we can do through here. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to leave you right there. I want to order this, put this in order of how I actually use it. So we're just going to end this video right here. Thanks.